When he was around a year old, honestly, the doctors and ourselves almost thought he couldn't hear. We knew after that all the hearing tests were normal, that it was more developmental. And so we began the talk about autism.
Having autism has impacted me by not being able to focus as much. Like, it's harder for me to focus. It's like I have to physically switch my brain instead of like other people. Usually it's like automatic.
I don't see him as a person with autism. I just see him as a person, and that's just my brother. I'll just treat him like anyone else would.
And when you get a diagnosis that is long-term, it's more of a journey. It changes you, and it changes your outlook on life, and it changes how you think things are going to go. The mission of Shooting to Change is promoting autism acceptance through athletics. We wanted others to kind of learn what we did when he was diagnosed.
It's interesting that we grew up in a culture, at least I grew up in a culture, where students with disabilities in the school setting were often isolated, separated, even considered outcasts. We were taught as kids to not look, not stare, not ask questions. The problem is that we actually built walls, we built barriers.
The first time I met Parker was when we played football together, and we just met because we had no clue what we were doing. And yeah, we just bonded over that, and I don't think about how he has autism. I just think about how he's just a really good kid, and it's just really fun to be around.
I really don't remember having an opportunity growing up like Project Outreach provides, where two worlds collide.
Coach Powell came to me and said, hey, I'm a basketball coach and I really would like to do something in this community where we work.
I think the platform that I was given with my job being a high school basketball coach in the state of Alabama, I think we have an opportunity to reach quite a vast audience and really a targeted audience for that K through 12 age group. And we believe if you instill certain core values into those age kids, they'll grow up with that and be better people because of it.
Him using his platform as a basketball coach, me using my platform as a special education teacher, and that's really working together to help promote autism acceptance through athletics. Basketball arenas are kind of like autism in Alabama. Football kind of wins everywhere we are, and people don't realize that there's other sports sometimes. And so basketball was a great vehicle, thinking about the comparison between kind of the kids with typical functioning and those neurodiverse kids being considered in a different view. And that's what we really wanted to change. We wanted to help that bridge the gap between those students. So we created these events with our Project Outreach chapters too that brought these students with disabilities to these basketball games to be kind of the VIPs of the show, so that while they were here, they were treated like, the most important people in the building. Their parents were welcomed with open arms. We wanted these students to be not treated extra special, we wanted them to be treated equal. And that's what was really important to us.
I've been around since like the very beginning. First couple of years, we just go to a basketball game and Parker would walk the ball out or something. It wasn't that big really. But now we're going to these huge stadiums like South Alabama, we're going to Auburn, and they also wear the Shooting to Change jerseys.
It's been from one school to probably hundreds, including colleges.
It's had an impact on students first and foremost, but then the ripple effect continues, where it's had an effect on teachers who didn't even realize they had bias towards students with disabilities, administrators who had never even thought about how to create inclusive classrooms and settings in their schools, and even parents. Parents of typical kids who have said, I didn't even know how to teach my child how to befriend a student with disabilities because they grew up in a way that was different. I think in today's world we talk so much about inclusion, but sometimes just being in the room with someone doesn't mean you're included. Inclusion is intentional, and we have to teach kids how to be intentional and how to connect with one another.
I think Shooting to Change is great because it can help a kid like Parker get a new friend.
So to have that for Tyson and Charlie Ann and hopefully Elle in the future, wow, what a gift. I mean, it's just, again, it's dying to yourself and just getting to know people for who they are.
That's one thing that Parker's allowed us to do is, share his story, tell others. It's something that we're certainly not embarrassed about in the least bit, neither is he. And, I feel like that's helped grow the community around us, our support system, because you will need a support system, you know, when you're dealing with this.
That is what we're shooting to change. If it wasn't for the story and how we started and how we've begun, the story would end. And I think if you're a family who have been impacted by disability, specifically autism, you know that sometimes you feel alone. You feel like you're the only one who is in this battle. And I think our goal is to help people realize that you're not alone, that there are people out there who are fighting for you and with you and want to help make this place better for you, your family, and specifically your child. That's what we're shooting to change.
Thank you for supporting us over the years, whether you've been with us from the very beginning or just joined. Thank you for helping support us, and let's keep shooting to change.